All right, guys, we are officially going to start the product training session of the Senior Solutions Friday call. Like I said, we got a great call lined up for you. We're going to be featuring Mutual of Omaha's IUL Express product training. We got a very special guest from Omaha, Miss Jessica Helm. She's going to be on. I'm going to turn it over to Michael real quick. Mike's going to do a quick intro for us and get our call started. Michael, are you there, sir?
I am here, sir. Good morning, Senior Solutions family, to all the veterans and especially to all the new agents. And as being a new agent, a lot of people, Joe and Jessica, even ask me, what is an IMO? It's an insurance marketing organization. And really what we do as an IMO, ladies and gentlemen, is that we bring three things to the table for you. We bring to the table, obviously, support and training. Every great person I've ever met, Joe or Jimmy or Jessica, they've always had a mentor somewhere in their past. Look at Bill Gates, Warren Buffett over in your neck of the woods, Jessica. They all had great mentors. So number one thing that an IMO does is it brings mentorship, support, and training. Number two, it brings advertising. I always like to say counterintuitive things on these calls, ladies and gentlemen, and so I'm going to say one right now. It's not being a great salesperson that makes you successful in insurance. It's being a great business person. Joe, me, and Jimmy, and probably Jessica as well, can't tell you how many great salespeople we knew that for 2 to 3 months were just on fire, and then like a flame going out, they were gone. Why was that? Because they were not good business people. And good business people know the importance of marketing. So the second thing an IMO brings to the table is it brings advertising opportunities for you. Because this business is about one thing and one thing only, activity, or as we like to call it, STP, seeing the people. But the third thing that an IMO does for you, and probably one of the most important things, is it brings the carriers to the table. It brings the products to the table. Joe, as I talk to agents across the country, I always tell them, you're normally running into three different types of people out there. You're running into that healthy non-smoker. You're there in Naperville, Illinois, that's going to want the lowest rates in the industry. You got to have some carriers for them. That second person you run into is the one that has some health situations, like maybe they're insulin-dependent diabetic, maybe they have COPD, maybe they've been out of cancer treatment for 2 years. They're a cancer survivor. We have carriers for them, and obviously we have carriers for the very sick. But also, I'm going to throw in, ladies and gentlemen, a fourth type of client as well, is what we'll be talking about this morning. That client that wants some outside the final expense arena. Maybe they want an IUL, an Index Universal Life Policy. Maybe they want an annuity. They want a different type of product. And that's really where Mutual of Omaha shines at. Not only do they have one of the best final expense products in the country, the Living Promise. Not only do they have one of the best brands in the country, Jessica, if I remember right, I believe Mutual of Omaha has a 99% brand recognition. Just going to the local shopping mall when you can't have the COVID-19 and a lot of 100 people, 99 of them will have heard of Mutual of Omaha. We have an old saying in this business, why wrestle an alligator if you don't have to? And the thing is, with Mutual of Omaha, 99% of the people know Mutual of Omaha. They know Marlin Perkins. They know Wild Kingdom. So in the final expense arena, no one's stronger, but what makes Mutual of Omaha so strong is not only are they good in final expense, they're good in fully underwritten. They're good in Index Universal Life. They're good in almost every product out there, and they truly are a one-stop carrier that Senior Solutions is just so proud to have a strong relationship with. And as you know, with Joe, as we start going across the country again, ladies and gentlemen, there's no one better that we like to bring along with us than Mutual of Omaha. We're talking maybe in a couple months or so doing Houston, Texas. Mutual of Omaha will be there if we do Chicago, Illinois, or Orlando, or Philadelphia, or Charlotte, or wherever else we're in this great country of ours. We love our partner, Mutual of Omaha, and we love the people there. And Jessica Helms is one of the best. I got to spend a lot of time with Jessica, not this year, but last year in Omaha. And even though Mutual of Omaha is a huge company, they operate like a big family. And they made me feel like family while I was in Omaha. I got to learn their products, Joe and Jimmy, very well. Jessica took me underneath her arm. We went to a baseball game. Slades, who works along with her. It's just a family company that's there for you, Mr. and Mrs. Agent, and someone that we're proud to introduce to you. And I'm proud to introduce Jessica Helms to you this morning, who is in the fair city of Omaha, where Mutual of Omaha is based at. And there's no one better in the industry. So with that, Joe, before we hand it over to Jessica, is there anything you'd like to add in, or Jimmy, anything you'd like to add in before we start the call for Mutual of Omaha?
Well, I just like to say that was an amazing introduction. I'm so glad you're on the Senior Solutions team to be able to do things like that. But Mutual of Omaha, guys, is our, I mean, honestly, we got a great relationship. They are really kind of our go-to carrier for a lot of things. And if you had to pick one carrier that could do it all, it would be Mutual of Omaha on the life side, the health side. If you got clients that need a dental plan, a vision plan, Medicare supplement, long-term care, I mean, they got it all. So with that, Jessica, are you ready to take screen control today?
I am.
Okay, let's see here. See if I can get this figured out. We're going to do change presenter. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Well, good morning, Jessica. This is Jimmy. I thought I'd
Good
just
morning.
say hi. I'll let
Good
you
morning, Jimmy.
do
How
your
are
thing.
you?
I'm doing great. Ready to take notes.
All righty. All right, Jessica, take a look. You should have gotten something that would have popped up on your screen.
Yeah. So, do you see show my screen?
Yeah, if you click that, then we'll be able to see your screen.
Okay. Okay. Do you see my PowerPoint?
I see, let's get started is what I see with a like a computer screen.
Let's see here.
I think what you're showing is the
Yeah.
the webinar part. We'll give it a second. No worries. Take your time.
Hey, Joe, while she's doing that real quick, everything I made very clear to the agents out there. Another thing that Senior Solutions brings to the table is that we have a certified financial planner. I know IULs and annuities and some of these big products, Joe, may seem a little daunting, especially to our newer agent. Well, we have a secret weapon called Jimmy Hernandez, and he is our certified financial planner. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll make his contact information available to you. Jimmy will work with you for free. He is an expert in all those arenas. So that's another thing that Senior Solutions definitely brings to the table for our agent force is your very own certified financial plan to sort of guide you through some more of these more complex products.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay, Jessica.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, Jimmy, go ahead.
All right.
I just said thank you, Michael. Let's give the floor to Jessica.
You got it.
Okay. So, you see my presentation now?
We do, yes.
Okay, all righty. Wow, what an introduction. Michael and I got to hang out last year in Omaha, Nebraska. He got to visit the famous Mutual of Omaha campus where a lot of individuals don't realize how big we are. We are in the center of downtown Omaha, Nebraska. When you fly into our Eppley Airfield and you look towards the west, you will see Mutual of Omaha Tower. Michael got to attend. We are famous, Omaha, Nebraska. Not only famous for Warren Buffett, but we also famous for the College World Series. Unfortunately, that didn't get to happen this year. But Michael was he was lucky enough to come and visit and go to a College World Series game and experience that and experience all the College World craziness, huh, Michael?
Yes, it was very enjoyable. I loved Omaha.
So with that, I want to thank Joe, Jimmy, and Michael for having me on today. I'm very excited to talk about our Index Universal Life Express product. It has not even been on the market for a year yet. It will be a year in November, but we've come, it's a great product, and with it being on e-app and instant decision now, it's even better. So with that, let me get started here. I'm going to talk about why you should do business with Mutual of Omaha, even though Michael and Joe and Jimmy have kind of mentioned that. So let's talk about strong, stable, and secure company. Yes, Mutual of Omaha has been around for over 100 years. And it is it's a great company. We are a mutual company. We are owned by our policyholders. So it's very important that we have great ratings, that we are a strong, stable, and secure company. On this slide, you can see the three rating companies: AM Best, Moody's Investors, Standard & Poor, and what our ratings are. And Michael even mentioned Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. That was a show back on Sunday nights at 6:30, right before the Wonderful World of Disney. And then we also sponsor some golfers. So if we have any golfers on the phone, these golfers names probably are familiar to you. But you have a dedicated sales team. Again, my name is Jessica Helms. I am born and raised here in Omaha, Nebraska. That is where I live with my husband and my 2 boys and all my family members. I have my grandparents have 14 children, and they are all still living, and they all live here in Omaha, Nebraska. So that is where I have an internal account executive, Caitlin Streeter. She is also here from Omaha, Nebraska, and she's my right-hand woman. She helps me with everything. I wouldn't know what to do without her. So this is my contact information. This is her contact information. We are here for you. We are here to help you with illustrations. We are here to help you with any product questions. Anything you might need to do business with Mutual of Omaha, we are here for you. Dedicated team. On the other hand, we also have a couple of other numbers for you to have at hand. Sales support. Sales support is a one-stop shop. Many, many years of experience on this desk. That 800 number is an 800 number that I would put in my mobile phone and have at my fingertips. They can help you with the producer website. They can help you with product questions if you can't get a hold of myself or Caitlin. They can also help you order marketing material. If there's marketing material that you like out there, they can help you with that. And some of our marketing material is even able to be branded with your agent's information and phone number. Underwriting. You have access to our underwriters for case status, field underwriting. If you are out in the field or if you are on a phone and you are at a knockout question on the application, that it could be yes, it could be no, you really don't know how to answer that question, they can help you with that. So that is another 800 number. iPipeline eApp for any technical support. That is a number for you to get any help with the eApp. iPipeline's eApp, which our eApp is, that is who supports our eApp. Simplified issue portfolio. We have a very large simplified issue portfolio. What do I mean by simplified issue? No blood, no urine, no paramed. Yes to quick issue means the yes to getting paid faster. And I think that's a bullet point within itself. Yes to getting paid faster. Who wouldn't like to get paid faster? We have a Term Life Express product. Term Life Express 10, 15, 20, and 30-year product. A 30-year return of premium on that Term Life Express 30-year product. It has living benefits built into that product. It has some great product additional riders. Just to mention a few, IUL Express, a great product. It's a guaranteed universal life express product where the death benefit is guaranteed as long as the premiums are paid and as long as the policy is in good standings. It has some built-in riders. And that product can be dialed down and to fit your client's needs. We always say, look at the IUL Express for a healthy individual as an alternative to living promise. There's a sales idea. When you are quoting the living promise and your individual is healthy, they are at a level benefit, they can answer all the questions, no. Have them look at the IUL Express see if they can qualify for the GUL Express, dial it down to age 100 as the living promise is guaranteed to, and see if the premiums are cheaper than the living promise. Of course, our famous living promise product. When you are in a household or you go to your client's house and they want final expense and you bring up the Mutual of Omaha Living Promise product, not only a great product, but yet a great name behind that product. And most of the senior market around the country knows Mutual of Omaha because of the longevity and of the company name. When you are talking to your clients about a living promise product, they love to talk about their grandchildren. They love to have a conversation about their grandchildren if they have any. Start talking to them about the Children's Whole Life product. Why do I say that? Because Children's Whole Life, grandparents can take that out on their grandchildren without the parent's signature. So you not only in your client's household selling them a final expense living promise product, you might be able to sell a couple of Children's Whole Life products. It's a great product. Only 2 questions on the application, and it has a great guaranteed insurability rider built into that product for additional coverage as the child grows. And then our Guaranteed Advantage product is for those uninsurable individuals that you might come across. It is accident only guaranteed coverage. It goes up to $500,000 death benefit, very affordable. The only thing that is that I want to point out that is you have to have a health license in order to sell the Guaranteed Advantage. So my talk today is mainly going to be on the IUL Express, but I did not want anybody to forget about our other simplified issue products, the term, the GUL, the living promise, the Children's Whole Life, and the Guaranteed Advantage. So with that, let's start about our Index Universal Life product. Very excited to talk about this product today. We only do one index company, and it's the S&P 500. Issue ages 18 through 70 for non-tobacco, 18 through 65 for tobacco. The face amounts are at the age 50, 300,000, 250, 51 through 60, and then that older group 61 through 70 is 150,000. Now the risk class are standard non-tobacco, standard tobacco. Now if this slide looks familiar from the past, yes, because those face amounts and those risk classes are the same as the Term Life Express and the GUL Express. I do want to mention that the Term Life Express, the Express, and the IUL Express are all on the same application. The difference on the Index Universal Life Express product is you have index strategies. You have that 100% participation, which is the most common that people use. You have a higher participation rate with the lower cap, and then you have the lower participation rate with no cap. But when I say simplified issue, I truly mean that this Index Universal Life product is a simplified issue product. We run the MIB chart. We have a bill chart. We run an MIB check. We do a pharmaceutical check, an MBR and a phone interview as needed, and we also do a criminal background check as needed. Now, if you look at the older ages 61 plus, there is a lab history check in there as well. So when I say IUL Express product, I truly mean that this is a simplified issue product. The basics of this product is permanent life. It's a solution to permanent life insurance. Simplified issue underwriting, no medical exams or lengthy health inquiries. In addition to that death benefit, an IUL Express policy also has the potential to accumulate cash value. And now the credited interest rate is based on the performance of the S&P 500. Now the cash value that IUL Express accumulates will help extend the policy's death benefit or allow the client to reduce or stop future premium payments, and we will get into that in a little bit. But who is other added values of this product? This product has the ability to have the death benefit guaranteed for 20 years or to age 80, whichever is first, without those premiums going up within the 20 years or to age 80. But then beyond that, this product does have the ability to continue coverage to age 120. And we are happy to say that the terminal, chronic, and critical illness rider is built into this product as well. Now, competitive cash value also on the IUL Express is based off of the S&P 500, but I do want to make a point that even though that accumulation value is based off the S&P 500, we always have a saying that says upside potential, downside protection. Why do I say that? Is because even this is based off the S&P 500, we have a 0% floor. So as we have seen in these past couple of months when the market has gone down, the client will never go negative. They'll never go below zero due to that 0% floor. So remember that. And then, of course, it's a truly simplified issue underwriting product. So who is this product designed for? Why did we design a product? Well, it's for clients looking for permanent coverage at affordable rates. People who are retiring, who are approaching retirement and want to begin planning for those final expenses. And I will show you, look at this product as an alternative to final expense, because remember, final expense is a whole life product, goes up to age 100, but you have this product who also has that ability, but also has the potential to have greater cash value. Parents with young children at home to replace lost income, or someone who has just purchased a new home. Now, sometimes we think about Term Life Express when you're thinking about protecting that home, protecting that family in case one of the income providers in that home dies or something happens. People always want to make sure their family's protected and their home is protected. Well, I'm going to show you how the IUL and the Term Life Express can compete against one another. Clients who need their coverage issued quickly. Of course, we are always in a hurry. We always want things right away at a quick moment. And then, of course, the last one's my favorite. People who want permanent coverage but don't like needles, and there are a lot of people out there who don't like needles, don't like to be poked, and don't want to go to the doctor's office at this time of our state during the pandemic. Don't want those lengthy health exams. So again, the IUL Express has cost riders. These cost riders are available for additional purchase. The client can purchase these at additional cost. The accidental death benefit rider, that provides additional death benefit in the event of a death due to a covered accident, or the disability of policy charges. Now, in the event of a covered disability, this rider will waive the monthly deduction amount with the disability continues, while the disability continues. The disability continue of planned premium. Now, this rider, in the event that a covered disability, this rider will this rider will contribute to a specified monthly amount if the premium to the policy while the disability continues. And then the dependent children's rider, it provides coverage for children ages 15 through 20 years. And these are 4 additional riders for purchase. But as I mentioned, the IUL Express has no cost riders, has those living benefit riders for terminal, chronic, and critical illness, has a waiver of surrender charges for partial withdrawals, has that guaranteed insurability rider to certain life events. You can increase the specified amount, and it has a lapse guard rider. What is that lapse guard rider? That lapse guard rider prevents the policy from lapsing and triggering a tax event due to outstanding loans. So this lapse guard rider prevents the policy from lapsing. These are built in. These riders are at no cost. These riders, unless the living benefit riders, unless you access or you sent in a claim to trigger a terminal, chronic, or critical illness, your client is not charged for these riders. So the living benefits, just to get into them a little bit, and what is a terminal illness? How do we define a terminal illness? The terminal illness provides a medical profession that their life expectancy is 12 months or less. So if your client has evidence from a medical profession that they have 12 months or less life expectancy to live and they have unexpected expenses, they can trigger a terminal illness living benefit rider. They can send in a request. We do our due diligence, and then we send them an amount that they approve or not approve that they want to exercise the rider. A chronic illness is that if your client cannot perform 2 of the 6 ADLs for 90 consecutive days, the chronic illness living benefit rider can be used. And then, of course, the critical illness rider can be used if the client is diagnosed with any of these illnesses. So I mentioned that these riders are not, the client is not charged for these riders. They are included in the policy.
Jessica, may I ask you a question?
Yeah. Sure.
Regarding, can you go back to the last screen? Okay, as far as the terminal illness, chronic illness, critical illness, if a client is eligible to receive those benefits due to a chronic or terminal illness, are they still responsible for continuing minimum monthly premiums, or are the premiums waived at that point?
No, they are still required to make their monthly premium payment, but it will be adjusted. It will be adjusted as the death benefit will be lowered due to them exercising one of these living benefit riders.
Okay, and then what can I ask? I have another question too.
Sure.
That came up.
That's okay.
And I know it's available on the Term Life Express. I'm assuming it's available here as a free rider. Are you guys still offering the unemployment waiver of premium if the policy has been, I think it's enforced for 2 years, and the client loses their job?
So that rider is available on the Term Life Express, and not the IUL.
Got it. Okay. Off subject, can I ask you a question about that rider, because it
Sure.
came up? Okay. So this is a real life situation. We actually have an agent that's working with a client that they're going to write Term Life Express on. I believe the client is like 65 and they're still working a full-time job. At age 65, if they lose their job, are they and provided they meet the other criteria, they've been in the policy for the time limit, hypothetically, is a 65-year-old eligible to have their premiums waived due to unemployment, even though they're at retirement age?
So, yeah. So that is a good question, and it is a 6-month period of waiving premiums. I will have to, I don't see an age. I see that the policy has to be enforced for 24 months. Yeah, so let me do a little bit more digging into that, Joe, so I can get you an accurate answer, since, we don't mention an age or anything on the definition of that rider. So I will get back to you on that, because I want to make sure that I get you accurate information, since we don't mention an age and we don't have any information on whether it's 65, if they still get the benefit or not. I know the policy has to be in 24 months. It has to be enforced. But as far as an age of the insured, let me get back to you on that.
Okay. And then just to clarify, just to make sure too, I'm hearing this right, on the IUL Express, that waiver of premium for unemployment, involuntary unemployment, it's not available, right?
No, there's the 4 that are available, the 4 purchase, and then the ones that are available that are built in.
Okay, and then is that the same for GUL as well? There's no unemployment waiver premium on the GUL?
Correct.
Okay, perfect.
That is correct. And the living benefits are not available on the GUL Express, just the terminal and the chronic. The critical illness is not available on the GULE.
All right, thanks for sorry to interrupt, but thank you for the clarification.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's good question. So as I was stating, so the living benefit riders are built into the IUL Express policy at no charge. At the time a client needs to exercise one of the riders, this slide explains how it is charged on the back end. So of course, there's an 80% max that the client can accelerate. So here you have a $100,000 policy, and so we have, let's say we have a client who was diagnosed with lung cancer and they have unexpected bills and they want to exercise their living benefit riders. Now, if they were to exercise the terminal illness rider, of course, their life expectancy has to be 12 months or less. They have a $100,000 policy. 80% of that 100,000 is 80,000. We do an actuarial discount, and what that is it's the bond rate at the time of the request. So here's the actuarial discount would be $3,600. We have a $100 administrative fee. We would take that $3,700 actuarial adjustment out of the 80,000, and we would tell the client you have a benefit, total benefit to be paid to you at $76,300. Now we do this on an annual basis. We don't break up these requests monthly. So we would send that check to that client for $76,300. Now that client still has a remaining death benefit in his IUL policy for $20,000. Okay. On the chronic and critical illness, it works a little bit differently because the actuarial discount is the bond rate times the life expectancy that is given. So when we receive the request, we request all of the medical records, our doctors look at them, our medical directors look at them, they give the client a life expectancy, and you can see 3 different samples here: a 3-year life expectancy, an 8-year life expectancy, and a 15-year life expectancy. As you see, the 15-year life expectancy, the actuarial discount is a little expensive, so you always want to make sure that the requests make sense for your client, because it does, as the number of years of life expectancy are higher, the actuarial discount is more expensive. And then the remaining death benefit is $20,000. Guaranteed insurability rider, again, I mentioned this is an option for the insured to increase their specified amount up to 90 days during any of these life events. And this rider is also built into the IUL Express. Waiver of surrender charges for partial withdrawal and liquidity rider. This is a UL policy. So if you were to surrender it, if you were to do a partial withdrawal, there are surrender charges that go with that. But if the client has any of these life events happen to them to cause the waiver, to cause the partial withdrawal, or to cause them to liquidify their policy, we waive those charges. So let's get into the exciting part. So you know the riders that are available for purchase. You know that it has built-in no-cost riders. We know, but how does this policy really work? Well, the client pays a premium. Now that premium cuts 2 ways. That premium goes for paying the life insurance protection and the policy charges that are in a life insurance policy. And then part of that premium goes towards building an accumulation value. And that accumulation value earns interest. Whether they pick to earn interest on the fixed currently declared rate, they can choose, or they pick the index based on the S&P 500. The client can choose fixed or the index. As that cost of life insurance throughout the years, of course, that life insurance increases as that client gets older. So when that client gets older and the cost of life insurance increases, that premium that the client is paying no longer covers the cost of life insurance or that policy charge or the policy charges. So what happens is that the insurance companies start taking money out of the accumulation value to help cover those charges. And why do we do that? We do that so the premium can remain affordable for the client throughout their lifetime and the lifetime they have this policy. So we take money out of the accumulation value to help the client so the premiums don't go up. I talked about the IUL Express, putting it up with our simplified issue term. Now we know people need protection and mortgage protection, and people want to protect one of the biggest purchases in their life, and that's their home. So look at this slide. Look at, yes, you have the simplified issue term. It protects the home. It has a death benefit. But the IUL Express can give your client a death benefit plus cash value. It can protect your family. The Term Life Express can protect your family, but also the IUL Express can protect your family with a death benefit plus cash value throughout the policy if they need it. Health surprises, yes, the living benefit riders are available on simplified issue term outside of California. We haven't not got California approved yet, but the IUL Express has those living benefit riders as well, but it also has that cash value. You have that cash value plus for the protection, to protect your home, protect your family for any of those health surprises. For the future is a possible return of premium. It's only available on the 30-year Term Life Express product up to age 50. While the IUL Express, remember I said upside potential, downside protection. Without investing in the S&P 500. What do I mean by that is that we have that 0% floor. The client will never go below zero. So if the market goes up, they have that upside potential. They have that ability to their money to grow. But if the market goes down, as we have seen it, they don't have to worry because they have that downside protection because we have that 0% floor. Retired comfortably, but yeah, the Term Life Express has low cost premiums. And so those lost premiums might have that your client invest in other things. But look at the IUL Express. It has that tax-free distributions that are available on it. Guaranteed protection, the term is only guaranteed for that amount of term, 10, 15, 20, or 30 year, whatever your client chooses. But on the IUL Express, we have that minimum 20-year guarantee or to age 80, whichever comes first, as long as the minimum is covered. And then it has the ability to have coverage up to age 120, where the Term Life Express product ends at that term period. So IUL Express premiums are just as competitive as the simplified issue term. So any questions on the product before I get into the application process, how to quote the product, and what tools that can be used for quoting it, and underwriting techniques that we have?
I don't. Jimmy or Michael? Michael, you're self-muted, but any questions so far? Nope. All right. I think we're good, Jessica. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So the application process. So this is a little bit different. Now that it is available on the e-app, we have it has the same application as the GUL Express and the Term Life Express. It's just different. It has a couple of additional forms, and I think you and I talked about this last night, Joe, when you had done an IUL Express. It just has a couple of different forms, additional forms that I want to point out. So you have your application. We have where we call a life section on the application, and it's with Easy Solve and without Easy Solve. Easy Solve is a solve to where it's easy. Level benefit, 100 participation, nothing else done. There's no riders that are wanted. There's no distributions. It's Easy Solve. And then you have it without Easy Solve. You can do a level benefit. You can do a specified plus. It's just a little bit more, advanced solution. You would complete the remaining application. You complete the beneficiary information, the other coverage information, the short 10 health questions that you do on the GULE. But there's two additional forms that I want to mention. The premium allocation form and the acknowledgement illustration certification form. And these two forms are specifically just for the IUL Express. What is the premium allocation form? This form tells us if the client is not doing the 100% participation at 100%, they want some money in a fixed account, they want some percentage of their account in a fixed account, or they want to do 1 year uncapped. They want to divide their 100% up amongst other allocations. This form would need to be filled out, and those different allocations would need to be completed. But if they just want to do a 1 year 100% participation, all they have to do is put 100% participation, 100% in that 1 year 100 participation, sign it, and that's it. But then we also have the acknowledgement certification form. And why do we have this? Because this is a product that requires a signed illustration NAIC rule. We do have a couple of states that do not require a signed illustration, but the state of Illinois is one of an NAIC state illustration reform state. So if you don't have an illustration that you are using with your sale, you fill out this certificate form. You fill this certificate form out. It tells us how you sold the product. And so when we get the application, what we do is we create that illustration and send it out with the policy as a delivery requirement to be signed and sent back to us. It is very important that that illustration is signed and sent back to us because we need that illustration in order to complete the policy. What do I mean by complete the policy? Put that policy in force and pay commissions. So we need that illustration, signed illustration. We need the premium. We need all the delivery requirements back before this policy can be put in force and before commissions can be paid. If they are not received, everything is as an outstanding requirement, and until those outstanding requirements are sent in, the policy remains just issued but not placed and enforced.
Jessica, quick question. So
yes.
if we're doing a, now that this product is available on e-application, so as an example, what if I'm selling a deal, let's say it's remotely, I'm not with the client. So if you're doing an e-application, there, is it possible to do the e-application and then create the illustration and get the illustration signed via DocuSign and then submit the DocuSign illustration? Is that acceptable?
You can, or we even have now on the e-app where you can download the illustration, attach the illustration to the e-app and send it in all at once. So if you want to get the illustration signed and attach it to the application and send it all at once, or you can do the application, send the application, submit it, and then do the illustration, get it signed by DocuSign. You can do that as well. You can email that illustration to liferequirements@mutualofomaha.com. Make sure the policy number is attached in the subject line, and then that will be attached to the file. What is ever easiest for you.
Okay, so I like the way you just said it. I didn't know that was available. So I'm doing let's say hypothetically, let's say I created the illustration on WinFlex Web. I download, I save it, download it as a savable PDF. Then when I'm doing my application, I noticed at the end you can upload up to 5 different attachments. So yeah. I would simply upload or download, however you call it, upload the illustration to the application. So when it goes over to the client for e-signature, are they then able to electronically sign the illustration?
They are not, because
Oh,
it is
okay.
not, we don't have our illustration connected to the e-app, to the iPipeline e-app.
Okay.
So that is why you can do the DocuSign illustration,
Okay.
or you can, if you know that you used that illustration, but it's just not signed yet, you can attach that illustration to your e-app, and then that illustration and everything will be sent to the client, and they can sign it there and have it as a delivery requirement. We put
Right.
in, so the client is sent the policies. I want to mention that now. During the pandemic, we changed where the policies are going directly to the client. There's instructions in there and an envelope in there on how they return their delivery requirements. But if they send it to you, or I have agents that are say, can I have the delivery requirements sent to me so I can get them to sign it, get them back? And then we send them to liferequirements@mutualofomaha.com with the policy number. It's attached to the file right away. And then the case manager can see that everything's in and get the policy placed in force.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out a way, like, not to have the client have to sign anything. So what I'm thinking is that we would do so if I get the client to sign the illustration and I either send that in, or can I actually, is it possible to attach the signed illustration to the application when I'm sending it in? And you guys would accept that without any delivery requirements?
Yes, unless there is like an amendment or a good health statement.
Correct.
Those are not, but
Yeah.
of course.
Okay, yeah, because what I'm
Whatever
thinking.
easiest for you.
Okay, all right. I think that would be, all right, I got it figured out. Thank you.
You bet.
Awesome.
So what to expect in new business and underwriting? Remember, no blood, no urine, no paramed, no lengthy health questions. You have the knockout questions, and you can check sales professional access for any outstanding requirements. And we have been underwriting approval within 2 business days if it's a referred. So when you hit submit, and Joe, hopefully you experienced good last night. When you hit submit, you got your policy number and you got an approval.
Yeah, it was approved on the, my case was approved on the spot, by the way.
Yep. So it's approved, declined, or referred. And referred means that there's something that we need to do a little bit more research. And so the underwriters, the case managers at Mutual of Omaha in the back office, in the underwriting department, need to do a little bit more research. We have those back within 2 business days to you, or even shorter.
Okay.
Again, the signature page of the illustration must be returned to the home office for commissions to be released. That is just an important thing to remember. Great marketing materials on this product. We have highlight sheets. We have 4 simple steps to sell in IUL Express. We have brochures. We have great marketing materials. I do want to mention that we have a website, www.mutualofomaha.com, that has a client approved selling PowerPoint for this product, and it has a agent product training PowerPoint for this product. Great tools to have. So again, www.mutualofomaha.com. You don't even have to be a appointed agent with Mutual of Omaha. Just type in that web address and voila, you're there. So those are, and it has marketing materials for all of our simplified issue products: the Living Promise, the Term Life Express, the GUL Express, the Accidental Death. Great website. Simplified issue underwriting. Remember, your case manager and your underwriting are the same person. They work your case from beginning to end, first in, first out. You have that support team, that underwriting call center. You have myself, you have Caitlin, but you also have that underwriting call center that can assist you with anything, any questions, requirements that you might have. Simplified issue versus fully underwritten. Knockout questions on the application. A fully underwritten, as we know, can take a long time. And during the pandemic, a lot of our fully underwritten product cases out there have taken a little bit longer than expected due to the paramed people not being able to get into homes. No, but for simplified issue, remember, no blood, no urine, no paramedic, pharmaceutical and MIB reports are pulled on every single case. That MVR and phone interviews as needed, the criminal history check pulled as needed. And then for those older ages, we have that lab history check. You get a final decision. It's approved, declined, closed, or incomplete. There's no if, answer, but it's just approved, declined, closed, or incomplete. Electronic applications. All phone sales must be done with email signatures and must be done on the e-app. Those questions must be asked as written in the application, and the insured must be the one answering those questions. And beneficiaries must have that insurable interest. When it comes to premium payments, we have a monthly bank draft. It's BSP, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual direct pay, and then unacceptable forms of payments that we do not accept. We do accept credit cards for initial premiums, but that's it, just initial premiums. After that, it's either a monthly bank draft, a quarterly, semi-annual, or annual. Automated underwriting. What do I mean when I say automated underwriting? Instant decision. Instant decision. Well, Joe, you experienced this last night when you hit submit. You knew that your client qualified for that product, that they were approved. That's what instant decision is, and it is available now on all of our simplified issue products: the Term Life Express, the GUL Express, the IUL Express, and the Living Promise. Delivers a instant decision all day, every day. Use your laptop, your mobile device. You just have to make sure you have that strong Wi-Fi service. You fill out the client's personal information. You do all of that. You come to the HIPAA authorization. This is where we get our permission, their permission to pull the MIB, the pharmaceutical check information. So that HIPAA authorization is sent to that client. The application is locked. You will need to get out of the application. Your client will receive an email saying they need to sign this. They sign it. You get an email back saying that it has been signed. You get your client back on the phone and you complete the application. You start asking those underwriting questions and any reflective questions that might populate as the MIB and the pharmaceutical reports are being ran. You complete the application, you hit submit, and you will get, thank you for your electronic application. Here's your policy number, and it will tell you if they're approved or not approved. I do want to show you the difference on the Living Promise. When you hit submit, you will get you have the ability to get 4 answers. A level, meaning they qualify for level. Graded, they mean they qualify for graded. Referral, again, means that we have to do a little bit more research, or it's a decline due to pharmaceutical report or due to another reason. And we will give that reason. A letter will be sent to the client, and an email will be sent to you as the agent telling you why it was declined. What happens next is the application to Mutual of Omaha is submitted to us. The agent receives an email with the policy number and confirmation. We do any administrative requirements and issue the policy if it was approved. So if there's a good health statement, we make sure that that's in the policy. If there's other delivery requirements, the underwriters complete that administrative, and the policy is mailed to the client then. For Term Life Express, GUL Express, and IUL Express, you're approved, declined, or referred. And of course, the same thing happens with the TLE as far as when the policy goes out and it's completed. But I do want to mention on the IUL Express here again, it's a little bit different. The agent receives the email confirmation with the policy number. The underwriter completes all administrative requirements. Now, if the app was sent in without an illustration, just the acknowledgement certificate form, we do the full illustration and we send the policy out. But if the app was sent in with a signed illustration, we do all of the other administrative work, and the policy is mailed if there's any other delivery requirements. Until those delivery requirements are received back here in the home office, the policy cannot be put in force, and the commissions cannot be replaced, or the commissions cannot be released. Let's see here. On the GUL Express, you receive a communication as well as the agent. The policy number, underwriting completes all administrative requirements, and the policy is mailed with the full illustration. Now, on the GULE, the illustration does not need to be signed, but if there's other delivery requirements, we need those back into the home office before the policy can be put in force and commissions can be released.
Can I, Jessica, real quick on the GULE?
Yes.
Generally speaking, unless there is some, an amendment or requirement, for the most part, what we've experienced is that if we do an EAP now with GULE, being that there is no illustration required, those are typically getting issued and the agents are getting paid right away.
Correct.
Is that still correct? Okay.
Yep. That is correct. Just like to point out, if there's other, like if there's a good health statement, or do we need to amend the app because they changed the death benefit or something like that, those would be outstanding requirements.
All right, and I have a question from one of our field force. The question is if they are doing a GULE or a IULE, an E application, and the client is declined, is the client then eligible to reapply for Living Promise?
They can try for Living Promise. And yes, they can try for Living Promise. As you know, the Living Promise knockout questions are a little bit more lenient than on the GULE or the IUL Express, yes.
Okay, but it wouldn't be an automatic decline then. I mean, okay, so they can go back, they can go back and try Living Promise then. Okay, perfect.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Jessica.
I do want, yes.
Hey, this is Jimmy. I have a question for you, more like from a sales perspective.
Okay.
What would be the thing to look for, the determining factor of why would an agent want to submit an indexed, simplified indexed over the regular UL? How would I determine which is the best route to go?
An IUL versus a GUL? An IUL versus a
yes.
So because of the cash value, an IUL has cash value. A GULE does not have very, very little cash value. A guaranteed universal life express product is purchased because the clients just want that guaranteed death benefit. They don't care about the cash value. That's not something. They want that guaranteed death benefit. So when they die, their beneficiaries are going to get that $100,000. On the IULE, there is cash value. They like to see their cash value grow, and they have the ability to take disbursements out. And a lot of people like that cash value and like the ability to have that cash available for them to use.
Gotcha. Okay.
Aren't the writers a little bit different too? Don't you get or correct me if I'm wrong, because I sometimes I get these confused too, but are the chronic and critical illness the same? Are the writers the same for GULE and IULE?
So the GULE only has the terminal and the chronic or the critical, and the IULE has all three living benefit
all
riders.
Three. Okay, so that could be a little bit of an extra benefit too.
Yep.
Is
that as well, yes.
Yeah, you get an extra free rider. And then typically what I've noticed too, Jimmy, is that the premiums on the IULE typically are coming in a little bit lower. If I do an illustration on a GULE and I'm guaranteeing, I do a guarantee to 120, and then I do an easy solve or even target premium on an IULE, my premiums are coming in a little bit less expensive as well.
But is it guaranteed for the same amount of time, same age, or no?
Well, it's guaranteed for, it depends on how old they are. It's guaranteed for either 15 years or age 80, but that's assuming that the stock market, the S&P is flat for 15 years straight.
Right.
So,
okay, I got you.
You know what I mean? It's like any other
Sure.
IUL. I mean, they all have it. So the GULE has a no lapse guarantee built into it based on minimum premium, not easy solve premium. There's a difference. So
Right.
as long as
Okay.
they're doing easy solve or target, there should be adequate cash value to keep that in
Yep.
place to age 100 or even higher.
Gotcha.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. So we have some great training tools. There are training videos out there that walk you from A to Z on how to do an EAP, instant decision, for the Living Promise Term Life Express, IUL Express, and GUL Express. Again, we have a consumer training video. We have a producer training video. We have how you can submit a DocuSign on Easy Solve, but now that we have that on EAP, that's not needed. We have that mutualofomaha.com/simple website. If you want to learn what an IUL is and just the basics on that IUL, we do have 2 fully underwritten IULs as well. But we also have a great website called Discover IUL. And on that website, we have a presentation that goes over what is an IUL. So that is out there as well. Sales Professional Access, that is the login website where you can monitor your cases, you can follow them, you can see if there's outstanding requirements, you can look at your cases. And then the mobile quoting tool, which I hope everybody on the phone has on their mobile device. It's a great, quick tool to quote a quick premium. And then the full illustration, winflexweb.com, and I'll go over a little bit on how to register for that. And then if you just want to know what Mutual of Omaha is up to lately, we have a Mutual of Omaha newsletter. As most of you have probably heard, that Mutual of Omaha has retired the Indian head logo, and we will be coming out with a new logo within the next couple of months. So when I talk to you next, hopefully, or you won't see the Indian head. So we have retired that. And Michael, that was taken off of the building. That was taken off both of the black towers on both sides of the campus. So we are just nothing up there.
Wow.
Yeah. So Mutual of Omaha will have a new logo, and you might see the M out there on social media right now with the white circle around it. That is not our new logo. We just have to have something out there for social media purposes.
Hey,
So,
Jessica, real quick, this screen that you have up where it says utilize our training tools. So where do you find these links? Do you have to log into SPA, or is there a website you can go, agents can access all these quick links?
Nope, you just click on them and they take you right to the training.
But where do you go to what's the website you go to get to these links?
You just put that address into a web browser, and there's no website. The website, mutualofomaha.com.
Where do you get the links? Like if an agent, let's say, wants to review IUL Express training videos, where do you go in the first place? Like where the screenshot that you have, is that off of a Mutual of Omaha website somewhere?
So the training videos for IUL Express, the consumer video and producer video, are on mutualofomaha.com/simple.
And that's open to the public. There's no special
That
log.
is open. Nope,
Okay.
No login needed.
Okay, perfect.
Quoting and application tools. We have 2 quote platforms that you can use, the mobile quoting tool and the WinFlex. So for IUL-E, it is on our mobile quoting tool. And the only solve that you can use on the mobile quoting tool is Easy Solve. You can search for the death benefit, or you can search for the premium. Again, the Easy Solve method is level benefit and 100% participation. There are no you cannot select distributions. You cannot select different index strategies. You cannot select any additional riders. It is straightforward, easy solve, 100 participation. You can solve for the premium or the death benefit. Or if you want to you want to distinguish your index strategies, you want to do distributions, you want to do a more advanced illustration, you use WinFlex Web. There's the mobile quoting tool, and how you would get to that on your mobile, on your app store. You would search for Mutual of Omaha Quotes for Sales Professionals, download it, and start quoting. This is how it would look on the mobile quoting tool. You would just select a premium or a death benefit and start it, and it would give you a monthly BSP, an annual, etc. But if you want to use WinFlex Web, you would go to winflexweb.com and register. You would go to your profile up in the right-hand corner, and you'd complete all this information. And when it asks you for a company, you want to add Mutual of Omaha - United of Omaha. United of Omaha is the paper that our life and annuity products are written on. So you do not want to do Mutual of Omaha Health Advisor, or you do not want to do National Life Group. You want to do Mutual of Omaha - United of Omaha. And then we would get an email back at the, we'd get an email on our sales support desk, and they would give you access within 1 business day. Running a quote illustration, easy solve, designed to make quoting simple. This is what I talked about. Or number 2, run a more advanced illustration. This is what a WinFlex illustration output looks like. And that is the signature page where the illustration needs to be signed by the insured and you, the producer, and dated. I want to show you 2 great solutions. Again, I know, Joe, you talked about the easy solve method. And, level benefit, 100% participation. That easy solve should be your first choice of quoting because it's easy. It's easy to understand. It's coverage to age 120 with with cash value. And it's, again, guaranteed death benefit for that 20 years or to age 80, regardless of the S&P 500 performance. The living benefit riders are included. The competitive cash accumulation value is there. And coverage likely will last life expectancy at a conservative rate of return. And the coverage will last to age 120 at the current max illustrated rate. But say you have clients who don't have a big budget, who don't, have a smaller budget, but they like the IUL Express. Try the minimum solve. You still have that guaranteed coverage for 20 years or to age 80. You have the living benefit riders. The cash accumulation is just a little bit smaller. And of course, you still have the coverage to last beyond guarantee period or will last to age 120 at the max illustrated rate. So those are 2 solves that we like to point out that are available. The easy solve, you can use the mobile quoting tool or WinFlex Web. But the minimum premium solve, you will have to use WinFlex. iGo eApp, benefits of using the iGo eApp. You submit your cases electronically, and we have it right away. As you see, when you do an eApp, you get instant decision. You can be happy to tell your client, you qualify, you should be getting a policy within a week. You can accelerate the both issue process and payment process. And you can track your cases. You have the ability to track your cases and where they're at. iGo eApp is available on all of our products. As I mentioned several times during the present, TLE, GULE, IULE, Living Promise, Children's Whole Life, Guaranteed Advantage, all available on the iGo eApp. So you have great products. You have the Term Life Express, you have the GULE, you have the Living Promise, the Children's Whole Life, and now you have the IUL Express. So why would you want to sell Mutual of Omaha? Just because not because it's a great company. We have a lot of great products. We've been around a long time, but during staying home and not being able to do anything, hopefully in 2021, how does it sound to go to Hawaii on Mutual of Omaha? While you sell these products, guess what? You have the ability to attend our mutual sales leaders trip to Maui. Next year, March 15th to the 20th. Great trips. I've been on Mutual of Omaha trips, and I'm not just saying this because I work for the company. Mutual of Omaha has a way to do some great trips. And hopefully this trip will happen next year. So this year it was supposed to be London, and we weren't able to go to London. Next year's Hawaii. So let's get to Hawaii. I'd love to see you on the trip. And how about, okay, you have Hawaii. How about getting a little bit of extra cash for selling an IUL app? We have a contest going. You're just, as it says, you're just a click away from earning more cash with IUL Express. So every IULE placed case paid, you can earn $25 from now until August 31st, 2020. So you could go to Hawaii, you can earn some extra cash. I tell you, and you have a great product, a great company. What more do you need, right?
Absolutely. I'm sold.
So with that, are there any questions?
I don't think there's, just for the sake of time, Jessica, because we did run a little bit over, but our attendance is really good. We only had a few people that had to drop off. The one thing that I'll say about the product, and I wasn't able to open up WinFlex while we were doing it, but I'm just speculating. A great sales strategy when you want to utilize. I was just thinking in my head, when would you utilize IUL Express, and the minimum premium is potentially if you have a client that I would say is age where it would work best, age 60 or less, and they're looking for, let's say hypothetically, an easy issue 20-year term product, is run both illustrations, guys. Run the Term Life Express, and for, let's say, a 60-year-old, see what the premium would be, and then go into WinFlex Web, run the IUL Express at the minimum, because they're still going to get that 20-year guarantee. See what works out the best. And then one of the benefits of the IULE is the fact that even though it's only guaranteed to that point, if they choose to keep the premium or keep the policy in place, potentially all they would need to do is maybe catch up or put in additional premiums, and they get it. It would be, in other words, it would be a lot easier to extend the life of an IULE than it would to be extend the life of a Term Life Express product.
Term Life Express. And also, I do want to mention that if any agent has a Term Life Express policy out there, those policies are convertible to IULE without the evidence of insurability.
Yeah, that's huge. Up until age 70, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
After 2 years, at the end of term, or to the client's 70th birthday.
70th birthday. Awesome. All right. All right, Jessica. Thanks for being on. This was amazing. I learned a lot. I love the product. Love everything about what I'm seeing here. So thank you very much for on the call. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone.
It was amazing. Thanks, Jessica. All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and sign off. Everybody have a great weekend. If you do have questions, you need sales tips, you need help designing a case, let me know. I'm here. Just call me direct and we will take care of it for you. All right, everybody. God bless. Have a great weekend. Take care.